We'll move on. The next item is the approval of a German exchange student for the 2012-13 school year. And Mr. Hay, are you going to speak to that?
This is one of two. The other one we're still waiting on final paperwork that we have tentatively accepted pending your approval. But this is Ramona Rydell from Germany. Our other exchange students also going to be from Germany. Two different programs. This one, as you can see, ASSE, and I'm blanking out on our host family, the Richardsons. The program we've had experience with in the past, I've had experience with in the past as well. But Ramona looked very strong on paper. I don't know if you reviewed her academics. They go a little bit back in the
I'm not sure I actually included that in the
packet. We have her academics. They're strong marks out of, let's see, a 1 being an A plus and a 2 being an A. She's almost across the board 1s and 2s on her academic report card from the school that she's, the gymnasium that she is studying at in Germany right now.
It's the high school, gymnasium.
Yes. So exchange students add so much to the community. They come here to learn, but they end up teaching us so much, and that's a recurring theme that we hear from the students and the staff. They have the opportunity to interact with a wonderful addition. We have these 2 from Germany. We're asking you to approve 1 tonight. We're hopeful that we'll be able to find a few more from a few other countries as well.
The Rotary one is a girl from Turkey that's coming.
Perfect. I always think it's great, especially when we can get someone from a non-European culture to come in to broaden our horizons as well. Any questions that you might have?
I would just, we're all, I'm sure, all very supportive of these opportunities. Are there loose criteria we sort of look at when we're considering exchange students? We like them to have a fairly strong academic background. We don't want them to struggle when they get here.
English language proficiency would be another criteria that I know Cindy and I are reviewing.
However, the fact is if you say they have to speak English, you're cutting like 85-90% of the students. And most of the students, I'm the youth exchange officer for Rotary, so I live and breathe it. I've been this since forever. And they, like our student now in the school, he's had English in Thailand since he was young. When he came here, he thought he spoke pretty well. It doesn't always, in conversation, translate real well. But he's proficient in his country in English because he's taken it. So the interpretation of that is way off. And if our kids certainly aren't as proficient in foreign languages as other countries. And on the international level, if United States or TOMA or anybody starts saying we will only take people proficient, then the other countries in return say, well, we will only take people proficient. And then we've just reduced our kids' chances of going abroad for a year.
And they usually learn English
pretty fast.
Second grade usually for Germany. That's the students that come over here, they've had it since second grade, where ours are middle school.
Yeah.
So
it's a big difference in the number of years they've had to experience it. Their biggest learning experience, and any one of them will tell you this, is when they spend a year or a semester here fully immersed in the language.
Yeah, immersion is the big point.
Yeah.
With all that statement, Pam,
I'm sorry.
and Mr. President, I will make a motion to approve this young lady.
Thank you, Mr. Grosstein.
I'll second.
No, I enjoyed hearing that.
It's one of my passions.
All right, there's a motion and a second to approve a foreign exchange student from Germany. Is there any further discussion?
Could I just add that the exchange students also that we bring here go through a pretty rigorous process in being accepted into the formal programs
Okay.
that they're accepted into. So we don't, someone from Germany or Italy or anywhere just can't call
Right.
and say, hey, I'd like to come over and go to your school.
By the time they get to us, they've been vetted.
Yes.
Although we do get phone calls like that every now and then.
Yes, yes.
We direct
But-
it back to a program.
Yes. they
I
go-
can't speak
The
to the other
Rotary.
programs. For Rotary, you have to traditionally be in the top half of your class or have a grade point average of such and such to be eligible to be in the program. I would guess the other programs have something similar to that.
They also review a behavior file if there would be one at a school. Again, we're trying to make sure that whatever we do is going to be a positive experience for that student and for our students as well. That doesn't always work out. Sometimes homesickness can cause a person to do a lot of strange things. We've seen that a time or two, but in general, we really try to make sure that it's a positive experience for everyone.
Great, thank you. Is there any other questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries.